Rebecca Goldstein, Plato at the Googleplex, Why Philosophy Won't Go Away. Ever wondered what relevance the ancient Athenian philosopher Plato holds in our 21st century lives? Plato at the Googleplex, Why Philosophy Won't Go Away, by Rebecca Goldstein explores the relevance of Plato's philosophical insights in our modern era. Despite some antiquated views, his dialogues raise fundamental questions about who we are and how we should live, issues we continue to grapple with today. Through this book summary, you'll gain an understanding of how the core themes from Plato's works can be applied to contemporary life, delving into topics such as love, education, and the essence of our identities.
Plato's philosophy for modern life. Plato's ancient philosophical insights, found in his dialogues, raise relevant and fundamental questions about who we are and how we should live even in our times. Despite the apparent irrelevant and barbaric facts surrounding his life, Plato's writings provide timeless inquiries and lay the foundation for exploring the meaning of life. Studying Plato's dialogues offers a way to question norms and strive for new experiences that can lead to the best way to live, even in our contemporary times. Why Plato could be the best teacher you never had. Plato's Socratic method of questioning helps others arrive at answers on their own by questioning the arguments used. He also questioned those who claimed to have knowledge in a certain subject. People still use this method in law schools today. Plato helps us learn about the world by helping others to develop their own conclusions rather than just providing answers. Plato's transformation of Athenian values. Plato questioned and transformed Athenian values, challenging their definition of extraordinariness. He believed an extraordinary life was based on continuous dialogue and improvement of reasoning. Plato emphasized truth, beauty, and goodness as important values for becoming a well-rounded person. Today, these values can be seen in various institutions such as mathematics, science, courts, and art. This summary provides an understanding of why Plato's philosophy remains relevant today. Google's limitations on knowledge acquisition. In today's world, Google is often the first place we go to for answers. However, when it comes to deeper moral or ethical questions, can we rely on Google's search engine to provide us with accurate and reliable information? The author argues that Plato would be skeptical of this notion, as he believed that expert knowledge was paramount in acquiring accurate information. While Google provides us with vast amounts of information, it may not necessarily be the best or most valuable. The search engine's results are based on the number of references a website has, rather than the quality of the information provided. Therefore, while Googling can be helpful for certain situations, it may not address the personal and specific aspects of complicated issues such as the death penalty or abortion. In essence, Google may have its limitations in providing us with accurate knowledge acquisition. Education according to Plato. Plato's philosophy on education advocates for disciplined education that accommodates individual interest and strengths after providing necessary skills. In his book, The Republic, Plato advocates for strict and disciplined education that highlights mathematics, music, athletics, and philosophy. However, he emphasizes that such a discipline should take individual needs into consideration and, therefore, cannot be universally applied. Plato's philosophy of education implies that while certain disciplines are essential, subjects that don't interest students should not be forced upon them. Instead, developing a good education relies on early identification of the talents and interests of the student. Education must cater to individual strengths while providing everyone with the same educational foundation, necessary for success in the community. According to Plato, every child is unique, and education cannot be the same for everyone. It is crucial to recognize the diversity in individual faculties and interests, and, after providing everyone necessary skills, education must correspond to individual interests to allow each individual to benefit and succeed. As a result, Plato's philosophy suggests that education must be flexible enough to accommodate everyone's needs and strengths while maintaining a foundation of shared knowledge essential for success in society. The multifaceted concept of love. The book explores Plato's view on love, which is multifaceted and encompasses different types of love, including platonic love and romantic love. In his book Symposium, Plato shows how love, sex, and friendship are interconnected. Socrates' speech suggests that love progresses from sensual attraction to rational faculties. Plato argues that love is not only a relation between two people but also a binding force that brings people together to form communities. Love establishes a connection between people, creating a sense of community that extends beyond individual relationships. This book is an insightful exploration of the different types of love and how love is a binding force that strengthens relationships and communities. Reason as our guide. Plato believes a life examined is worthwhile, and reason is the key to this examination. Socrates questions others' beliefs and actions to gain insight into who we are. Our emotions and personal ambitions can blind us to proper action. Reflection allows us to make rational decisions to better a situation. Plato's use of Alcibiades demonstrates the dangers of following our emotions. The illusion of free will. According to neuroscientists, we are nothing but a bundle of well-organized neurons and electrical charges, and personal identity and free will are mere illusions. However, Plato would challenge these assumptions and argue that our nature and environment enable us to act a certain way, but they do not cause us to act that way. While external factors may condition us, we are never actually determined to behave a certain way. We are composed of physical stuff, but this does not encompass the entirety of who we are. For Plato, it takes more than examining biological or chemical facts to disprove the presence of personal identity or free will. Instead, we should use these facts to inform our understanding of ourselves.
Rebecca Goldstein's Plato at the Googleplex demonstrates that the philosophical inquiries made by Plato 2,400 years ago remain relevant and thought-provoking in today's world. The book addresses the significance of Plato's views on love, education, and personal identity in the context of our modern lives. We can see how his teachings on the importance of reasoning, self-examination, and the power of dialogue continue to have an impact in our current methods of making sense of the world. Ultimately, through revisiting Plato's insights, we can appreciate the timeless quality of his philosophy and its continued ability to inspire generations of thinkers.